Lauren Tripp. I'm the blogger behind Teach Beside Me. Teach Beside Me is an educational blog where I share creative hands-on teaching ideas for mainly elementary age, but I have my oldest getting up into middle school age now, so sometimes there's things for him, on down through preschool and toddler age. My youngest is now 3. And today I just want to share with you why our family chose to homeschool and a few of the reasons why that's been working so well for us. I have been homeschooling since my oldest was just starting school. I taught him through preschool, and then when kindergarten time was coming up, I was just not feeling confident and ready to send him off, number one, but also he was a very bright child and was reading very well by the age of 3, and I was concerned about sending him to school and having him lose his love for learning, because I remembered my school years, and while I always enjoyed school, I remembered most kids having this hate for learning and this hate for school. And since my sweet little 4-year-old at the time just thrived on learning new things, I felt like sending him to school would stifle that. And so I started searching for new or different ways to educate him. I looked into charter schools, and I eventually came to the idea of homeschooling, which I never planned on doing and never expected to do, since I was not homeschooled and neither was my husband. And initially it was really, that was my main reason. But as I've gone on, and he'll be going into 7th grade this year, so we've been doing it all those years, there are a lot more reasons now why I am glad I made that choice and why we've stuck through with it. And it's been incredible for our family. I think one of the main reasons I love it so much is because we can tailor our kids' education to their personal needs. My oldest, being a really bright child, he devours books and devours many subjects of learning that he just loves and continues to love. And so for him, it's a great way for him to continue learning so many things and really get into learning all the different things he's passionate about at the time. He loves science. That's one of his main loves, and he really enjoys history and most literature. He reads and reads like crazy. And so it's been perfect for him. My second child she's severely ADHD, and she has really a lot of struggles with focus. And for her, I was really grateful that we were already homeschooling for different reasons, because I think she would have struggled a lot in the school system and had a hard time keeping up, and especially she had a hard time learning to read. And was a late reader compared to my son, who was a very early reader. So for her, it's been a great opportunity as well, because we've been able again to tailor her education to her needs. And along came number 3, who is going to be in 1st grade this year, and he's similar to his older sister, where he struggles to maintain focus. And I'm grateful again that I can spend that one-on-one time with each of those children to really help them and to find their passions and help them through their struggles one-on-one and give them so much focus time. Another reason we really love homeschooling is the flexibility of it. I watch my children's friends who are in public school come home late in the afternoon, 3:30 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then they still have an hour of homework and chores and different things like that to do, and they seem to not have any time to play and to be children. And our schedule allows so much flexibility for my children to have playtime, but also for us to go and do the things that we want to do. We can go on a field trip whenever we want. We can go to the aquarium or the zoo. We can do school at the park one day or have a picnic in our backyard. It makes it just so wonderful and so enjoyable. We can do school in our pajamas on the couch and snuggle together. We like to have, my kids call them bed days where we have a pull-out couch, and we pull out our big pull-out couch and we fill it with their favorite pillows and stuffed animals and blankets, and we snuggle up and we read all our books together on the couch, and we do that once a month, and they just really look forward to those days. So we get to do things like that are wonderful, and flexibility of it also offers us the opportunity to have doctor's appointments in the middle of the day when typically all the kids are in school, and so there's openings, and we can go to events and things during the day when it's less busy. It's a wonderful thing. Another opportunity that homeschooling has given us is that my kids can really follow their interests. My daughter is very artistically oriented, and so she loves to do a lot of artwork and crafts, and we can incorporate that into our school. She loves to sew, and so that's a fun part of our schooling as well. And my son, I mentioned already, with his science studies, he can read so many different interesting books for him that he loves. One of the things that people mention a lot as a downfall of homeschooling is socialization, and I've actually found the opposite to be true. Most people think that kids who are homeschooled are not well socialized, and maybe that's the case from time to time, but we offer our kids a lot of opportunities to be around friends and other kids their age, and other kids of all ages in our weekly homeschool co-op and in our church groups and in our neighborhood. And so they have a lot of socialization opportunities. And what I have found that I really love about being able to homeschool my kids is that they're not tied to the thoughts of all the school children their age. They don't have that outside pressure telling them what kind of clothes they have to wear or what kind of toys they have to have right now, what's the latest and the greatest. And there's so many pressures from peers when you're in school, and there's a lot less of that when they're just at home with their family. And sure, they still get it from time to time with their friends that they're with, but I feel like it's a lot less, and I really like that. They follow their own interests instead of what their peers think are the most important at the time. I think that's a huge added benefit. Another thing that I really love, and I think this is one of the top ones, is the time we get together as a family. And I think that it has drawn us a lot closer together and given us so many wonderful memories that we've created, and we have so many things in common because of the activities we do together. And I think that's really good for a family. We don't just have, the late afternoon dinner time and quick, fast, rush out the door early mornings that most people have. We have all day, and we can read together, and we can play together, and we can learn together, and it's a beautiful thing. And I think that's been one of the hugest bonuses of homeschooling. Another thing that I love is being able to incorporate our family values into all of our learning. We can discuss our faith. We can discuss our belief system with our children, and it's wonderful. As we read a book, I can tell them, this is what I believe or what we believe, and this is what we don't believe, or whatever it may be. As you read a book and as you ponder it, and you can discuss it, and it brings on wonderful discussions all the time on culture and values and all kinds of different things that they may not be able to have in other positions. And so it's a great thing. And I think finally, a wonderful benefit is that it is really a lot of fun. We can make school so hands-on and so interesting, and I'm really a proponent of multi-sensory learning, where we're using our hands and we're using all of our senses to make learning interesting and creative, and we can take it outside, and we can go on multiple field trips and just really make learning engaging and real life, instead of just the typical boring textbook learning that happens in school. And going on year number, let's see, what would it be, if I count preschool, 11 of homeschooling now. Wow, it makes me feel old. I definitely have days where I wonder about my sanity and why I would bring this upon myself, because it is a hard, challenging thing to do, and it's a lifestyle change. Um, but I think that all of these many benefits outweigh the challenges, and make me grateful on those hard days for the choices that we made for our family. And so that's why I've chosen to homeschool my family, and I hope this benefits you in some way. Thank you. Bye-bye.